occupants of 1291 Whitman, the FBI. You have a warrant. Your safety, come out through the front door with your hands up.
Later, a bang, followed by smoke. Officers had guns drawn as a man came out of the home with hands raised. Chopper 6 was overhead as he was put into cuffs and then into the back of a vehicle. Next-door neighbor Bert Trama tried to see what was happening.
We counted close to 24 federal agents, some of them in tactical gear, entering the residence. Why they were here and what they were looking for, that remains unclear.
FBI agents surrounding several homes on the 3100 block of Weymouth Street after an early morning federal raid across several Kensington blocks.
At least 29 members of the Weymouth Street gang have been taken into custody following a coordinated FBI and local law enforcement operation targeting a 24-hour open-air drug market that plagued the Philadelphia neighborhood with dangerous narcotics for more than 10 years. Officials are calling this the largest federal indictment in Philadelphia in over a century, with even the FBI director expressing shock at the scope of the criminal enterprise.
And what the two folks at the top were doing is they were importing drugs, fentanyl from California and Mexico, and cocaine from Puerto Rico.
2 years ago, Florida lawmakers set up state assistance for fentanyl eradication. Sheriff John Minas says funding through FDLE from the SAFE program supported this costly operation to shut down a Central Florida drug ring.
So as you can imagine, drug dealers don't work 9 to 5. They work all hours of the night and weekends. They go to different communities, different counties. They're constantly getting rid of their phones and their.
Authorities say this operation highlights how major cities across the nation can be protected from entrenched criminal networks. As agents dismantled the gang, another group attempted to fill the vacuum, ultimately leading investigators to a billion-dollar drug shipment at the port of Philadelphia. This successful raid was the culmination of a decade-long investigation, culminating on the morning of October 24th when federal and local law enforcement moved to dismantle the operation on Weymouth Street. Within minutes, scores of FBI agents and local officers conducted door-to-door sweeps with weapons drawn, while armored vehicles sealed off streets near Clearfield and F Streets. Residents watched from windows as officers removed suspects from multiple homes. By the end of the day, 33 people had been indicted, with 24 arrested during the raid and 6 others already in custody. The operation spanned several blocks in Kensington, a neighborhood long considered the center of Philadelphia's opioid epidemic. The hub of the criminal activity was the Weymouth Street Trafficking Organization, which authorities say operated with corporate precision.
This takedown is how you safeguard American cities from coast to coast. This takedown is an interagency process, years in the making. Extensive legal service and process was executed here, correctly done to make sure that the integrity of the investigation is upheld and the criminals are put into the legal system and brought before a judge and a jury, and they will have their rightful day in court. But the overarching importance of this case and this takedown is this is exactly how you safeguard American lives. You go after the organizations that are inflicting pain across America in each and every city. And this is my tenure as FBI director. This is one of the largest and most impressive gang takedowns that I have ever seen. So I felt it important to come here and just shake the hands of the brave men and women that did this work. I did not have much of a role in this operation. The FBI brought in an incredible amount of assets.
Investigators uncovered handwritten dealer schedules, shift assignments, and ledgers detailing profit distribution. At the top were Jose Antonio Morales Nieves, known as Flaco, and his second-in-command, Ramon Roman Montañez, who together built what officials describe as a cartel-style enterprise. They collected fees from dealers seeking to operate in their territory, saturating Kensington streets with drugs. According to U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, David Metcalf, the pair maintained control through extreme violence and intimidation.
Eliminate and eradicate entire drug trafficking networks. We're going to clean out whole neighborhoods, and we're going to return these neighborhoods to its residents. The blocks belong to the residents, not the drug dealers, and we are just getting started.
Prosecutors released images showing crowds lining up for drugs and gang members distributing samples openly. The group even produced music videos brandishing firearms to bolster their reputation and threaten rivals. The raid effectively ended the gang's operations, improving safety for local residents. Yet even as authorities secured Weymouth Street, investigators noted that a new group had quietly emerged nearby, using the same business model just miles away. This time, the criminal operation stretched from Philadelphia all the way to Puerto Rico. Just days after the Weymouth Street arrests, federal and local authorities conducted another major raid near the intersection of 5th and Cornwall. Undercover surveillance over several months revealed a well-organized network, with vehicles arriving at nearby lots for quick hand-to-hand exchanges. Pennsylvania Attorney General David Sunday described the enterprise as multi-layered and active around the clock. The investigation lasted slightly over a year. When the raids commenced, police descended on homes throughout Philadelphia and into Levittown, Bucks County, where one of the group's stash houses was located. By the end, 21 people faced charges, with 16 arrested, though ringleader Jimmy Torres evaded capture. Officials say Torres managed operations between Philadelphia and Puerto Rico, overseeing shipments and cash flow. While remaining at large, Torres is believed to have returned to the island. The raids, however, yielded high-profile arrests, including Torres' son, Mateo Torres, and Johnny Bartolome, who allegedly stored large quantities of cocaine and marijuana for citywide distribution. Yet the most astonishing discovery came at the port of Philadelphia. What appeared to be an ordinary cargo ship contained 7 steel containers with nearly 33,000 pounds of cocaine, valued at over $1 billion on the street. This seizure ranks among the largest in U.S. history and is the largest ever recorded in Philadelphia. Officials noted that the haul nearly doubled the nation's total cocaine seizures for that year. Agents spent hours unloading container after container, each concealing bricks of cocaine in hidden compartments. Investigators traced the vessel's route from Chile through Panama and the Bahamas before reaching the U.S. East Coast. Along the way, smugglers reportedly used floating nets off Peru to transfer the drugs into containers, which were then sealed and shipped. Crew members were questioned and several faced charges for coordinating the shipment. The shipping company, Mediterranean, issued a statement denying any knowledge of the narcotics. Investigators now believe this massive shipment was part of the same network supplying drugs that have devastated Philadelphia neighborhoods. The pressing question remains, if authorities intercepted this shipment, how many others may have already reached the streets?